Hello Stampers, it's Amy with Stampin' Magic. Thank you very much for joining me again today. Today's project is a cute little box, and this is using the Twinkle Twinkle suite, and I love this, how this has turned out. This is very, very cute, and this is one that I've made to stand upright like that, but you could change it up if you like. It's a very similar size to our pizza boxes, the mini pizza box. So if you did want to just take this and decorate one of those, you can do, but I'm going to show you how to make this box today. So we've got a cute little tag, we've got some nice foil here and some heat embossing going on. And take that tag off, and this opens at the top, and inside I've got a set of 4 little note cards using the same set, which are really, really cute. You could fit in here candles, you could fit in here chocolates, all sorts of little gifts. And I'm not going to tie that up now because it took me ages the first time around. So I'm going to show you how to make this box. Let's get started. So first up, you're going to need the Twinkle Twinkle stamp set and the punch that coordinates with this. You are going to need some basic rhinestones and some ribbon. I've actually run out of the silver edged ribbon, which is what I would use. So I'm going to use some retired ribbon for this, but use whatever one you like. This is the organza ribbon. It's really pretty and nice and white. So we'll use that on our project. You'll also need some of the pool party in white with the foil baker's twine. This comes in the suite also. And we're going to do some embossing, so you're going to need Versamark, some silver embossing powder and an embossing buddy along with your heat tool. You're going to need a piece of thick Whisper White, and the measurements for these I will put on my blog, which is in the description bar below. That link will take you directly to this project, so you don't need to find it, have a hunt on my blog or anything like that. And this is 10.5 inches by 5.5 inches. You'll also need another piece of Whisper White, and this is for your little tag. You're going to need some silver foil or whatever colour foil you want to use. And you're going to need some of the DSP. So I've got 3 thin strips here with some grey. This is basic grey, and this is to back this one. Again, all the measurements will be on my blog, which is in the description bar below. You will need 2 squares, so 2 of DSP and then 2 slightly bigger of your coloured cardstock. So I'm using basic grey for this one, but I actually use Night of Navy for this one here. So I'm changing the colours up a little bit. And again, this is pool party, so you're using your circle, layering circle framelit, sorry. So I've basically brought in my punch, found one that was just a little bit bigger, just the right size, and then the one that's just a little bit bigger than that in the scallops. So that'll fit behind there like that. Okay, to start with, I'm going to do my tag because it's heat embossing. We're going to get that out of the way. So I'm bringing in my embossing buddy. Tap it if it gets clogged up, because it loosens it up a little bit. You want to make sure that's really well done. And then you're going to want to pick a sentiment. I'm going to pick the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star sentiment because I think that is absolutely gorgeous. And you want to ink that up with your Versamark. And I'm using cardstock that is slightly bigger because we'll trim that down later. It's sometimes easier to stamp it then cut it. And then we're bringing in our silver embossing powder. Okay, so that's what you'll be left with. So let's get this out of the way. And then I'm going to heat my heat tool up and I'm going to heat it from the back. So make sure it's nice and hot first. And I like to heat from underneath because you can then see what you're doing. But it also stops it from sinking into the cardstock too much. And you're just wanting it to, sorry, I'm slightly off camera. You'll see it start to change like that, and that's what you'll be left with. So we're going to leave that to one side for now, and I'm going to prep my circle. So you want to bring in your punch. Now this can be a bit tricky, so what I'd recommend you do is punch it out first and then cut your circle. I just wanted to be as prepared as I could on camera. This is gonna hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay, so I'm gonna keep all these little bits for another project. They'll make great shaker card projects. Let's take that out. Whew. It's not too bad. I was worried I was going to get a star, that was half off. So yeah, if you punch it first, then you can find the right circle and die cut that out after, rather than doing it the difficult way. So you're going to bring in your foil cardstock, and we're going to basically stick that to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim it down, and it doesn't have to be like perfect. If you want it perfect, you can die cut this out as well. Okay, get rid of that. Turn this over, and then we're going to, hopefully, the Tombow comes out. Alright, let me get another Tombow. There we go, that's better. And then you're going to want to put this and make sure it's covering all those bits that you've punched out. Press that down, and there we go. It's really pretty. Okay, so we're going to get some dimensionals and stick them up on the grey base. And we're going to get our rhinestones. Oops, sorry, I keep knocking the camera. It's a different setup today, so it's a little bit awkward. But it's making do for now because I'm sorting out everything in my flat. So I'm just putting these little rhinestones over the circles that are there. It's a cute little placement. Okay, so that's done. So we'll put that to one side as well. Okay, so now we're going to bring in our scoreboard. I'm going to try and move everything out of the way. There we go. I'm using a very small space than I'm used to, so bear with me. Okay. Okay, so the thick piece of cardstock we're going to put in, do the long ways first. So you want to score it at 1 inch. All the way down, and at 4.5 inches all the way down. So that's going to be 1 inch either side. Okay, so we're going to turn that excuse me, and then you're going to want to do it at 3.5. I'm really hoping my measurements that I've written down are right. 4.5. And then at 8, and at 9. Okay, so that's the kind of thing you'll be left with. So you've got 2 squares here, your tab, and then you've got an inch here, here and here. Okay, I will put all these on my blog, which will be in the description bar below, so it'll be a bit easier for you to find there. And then you're going to want to fold and burnish all your fold lines. There we go, that one. But like I said, this is very similar size, or is the same size. I haven't actually checked if it is. It's but very similar size to the pizza box. So if you did want a quick project where you're just decorating it, go for that instead. Okay, now we need to cut some bits away. So what we're going to do is the bit that's our flap on this end, we're going to cut these 2 ends away. So you want to cut it nice and square. And then we're going to cut down here to make our little tabs. And these ones here. And we're going to mitre these ones in. Just slightly. Okay, so you can either decorate your box now, or you can put it all together then decorate it. That is up to you. On the first one, I think I put the box together first, purely because I'm not the best at doing boxes perfect. So, yeah, we need to cut these 2 off as well. Let's turn it over and cut that. That's it, yeah. That's better. Okay, so yeah, so you're left with that kind of shape. Okay, and then what I did on the other one is I used the corner rounder. So this is the trio punch, which has a corner rounder here, just on the ends there, just to make that go in a bit better. Okay. And then we're going to decorate it. So I'm going to bring in my square pieces first. And glue those down. And at first you may think this box isn't very sturdy, but once you've put the layers on, it does become a lot sturdier. And it's got quite a nice quality feel to it as well. And then we're going to put this one on. And this is the Twinkle Twinkle Designer Series paper, and it's got some really lovely designs. I think the whole suite was kind of designed mostly for children or babies, but the cards I've been making and projects I've been making not necessarily have to be for children or babies. There's just some lovely DSP in there, and I really love this stamp set as well. It's really lovely. Okay, so bringing in our strips, we're going to want to put one on this flap here, this little segment, and then you want to figure out what's going to be your front. So this box comes in this way, so you want to make these flaps your front, so you want to stick your cardstock on here. If you're doing the pizza box, you might want to also include a strip here instead of the bottom, because the bottom of the box would be the square. So it's up to you how you want to do it. This is my bottom of the box. So I didn't feel I needed to put any cardstock or DSP on that. Okay, and then again put your DSP on top of the grey. So it's a really fun project. If you don't want to buy a whole pack of the mini pizza boxes, or if you just want a nice sized box to fit some note cards in or a little gift, you can put some bath bombs in here, would be quite cute, or some of that herbal tea. You can get herbal tea that's really good for helping you sleep. That'll go really nicely with the Twinkle Twinkle sweet. Or just some like little chocolates. If someone's been a star and they've done really well at school or something like that, I think, you know, it's a great project, not just for babies and not necessarily just for children. Okay, so that is what it should look like once you've got all your DSP on, and then we're going to put it together. So what I'm going to do is put some Tombow on these flaps first. And bring this back one in. And the same with this one, bring that down. I'm just going to use my bone folder just to make sure that's properly stuck nice and straight. Okay, and then we want to put some Tombow on this piece here. Don't go all the way to the edge though. And we're going to bring this one in. And pop that in place. And the same for this side. So Tombow on there, flip this round. And then I'm just going to get my bone folder and just make sure that's nice and pressed down inside. Okay, so that is the basis of our box, and then that will go in like that and fold down really nice and tight. Okay, so the other thing I did on this box was I did put a little fun bit in. So use any circle punch you've got for that. I'm going to use the 3/4 inch punch. This bit is optional, you don't have to have it on there at all. It just makes it a bit easier for them to get the box open. So you want it about there. So make sure it's even either side, roughly, maybe over a little bit. And you want it about halfway. And you're going through 2 lots of cardstock and some DSP, so you need a lot of effort with this bit. Oh, yay, we did it. Okay, and then that one sit nicely in there, and then they can just pull that out like that. Okay, so now for our lovely ribbon, which I'm just going to cut some off so it's a bit easier to go around. Okay. So I'm going to use some tear and tape for this. Works really well with the ribbon. So, figure out what's the front. So from about there. Oops. So I'm actually going to put the tear and tape on the ribbon. So you want it nice and centered and about halfway up. At the front it's going to be covered by your circles, so that's not too big of a deal. And then bringing that round, there we go, under there. Okay, and then you've got your long bits there. So with this I stuck that on directly on there with some Tombow. and you want a fair bit, just like that. Put that nice and central. Okay, just opening it up. And you could put this on as well, and the ribbon when it's still flat. I like to put it together just to see I'm lining everything up properly. Okay, so that's that done. And then you're going to want to tie that just like that for now, and then we're going to finish off our tag. So like I said, the tag does need cutting. Okay, so what we need to do is we're going to trim it quite close to the edge there, and we're going to leave space at the end to make our little tags. So sorry, I'm off camera. So I just want to line that up so it's a bit more straighter. And this one as well needs to be at an angle because I stamped it wonky. Okay, and then we're just gonna trim that there. I'm going to trim a little bit off of this. Okay, so you're left with a piece like that. So I'm going to bring back the trio punch, and I'm just going to pop it in. Again, making sure this is nice and centered. So you've got a little mark on here. And you pop that centered even either side, punch down and hope that it's in the right place. Yay, it is. Brilliant. Okay, and then all I did for the ends of these bits was use my snips and just trim like that. Okay, so you're going to bring back your rhinestones. You'll want a little rhinestone to go there. And we're going to need some baker's twine. So you're going to feed that through like so. Okay, so that is your tag done. So bringing back the box, we're going to pop that on there as we tie our bow. This can get a little fiddly. Okay, and then you're just going to trim your tails to the length you want. And then you just adjust your tag to where you want it to be. And that is it. That is our little box project. So I hope you like it, and I hope you do give it a try. It's such an adorable box that they can sit on their desk and it stands upright like that. So I've done two kind of colour variations. This is the soft sea foam, which I'm actually really loving. It's a really nice soft greeny colour. And this was the pool party. So I've just basically used the colours that are in the stars. You could do a nice pink or a nice navy if you want to go darker. So that is our project for today. I hope you do like it, and I hope you give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Any comments below also very much appreciated. Do hop over to my blog, which is in the description bar below. It'll take you directly to this project, and it will have a list of everything you need, all the measurements, all the scoring, everything on there for you. And I hope you give it a go. So have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.